Does the world feel insane to you? Like, what the hell is happening? Is civilization collapsing? It's no secret that life is weird in many ways. We're all facing what feels like an unrelenting stream of daily dissonance and grief and catastrophe and trauma. And yet there's also so much to be thankful for and grateful for. The world's infinitely inspiring in many ways. And so it feels like everything's getting worse and everything's getting better, and we're living in this dissonance. In fact, there's a lot of language coming from psychology and social science and economics and even politics to describe the era that we're living in. You've probably heard some of these terms, like the polycrisis or the metacrisis, the great simplification, the age of reunion, the long dark, the Anthropocene, the integral age. There are many names for the multitudes of crises that our planet and our species face, as well as for the myriad of opportunities that they present for change. And whatever it is that we call it, I think we can agree that it's a strange space to be living in. And I find comfort in this concept called liminality, right? That threshold space between what was and what could be. And so it's not the room that you left or the room that you're entering, it's the doorway itself. And we tend to acutely experience these liminal in-between spaces when we lose a loved one to cancer, or we get laid off from a job that we like, or we go through a divorce. These are all personal liminal thresholds of change, often characterized by grief and anger and resentment. But these liminal spaces also exist for society, and we're all in that liminal space right now, right? Our old systems are breaking down, and the new ones aren't fully here yet, and it's disorienting. But here's the thing about thresholds. There where new possibilities are encountered, right? The aperture of what can be expands. Conditions change, emergence becomes possible. This is because in liminal space, we're forced to question long-held assumptions, long-held stories about what we believe should be. So some of us are asking, what does it mean to be and become in this world? How do we create a better world? How do we create a world where there is no metacrisis, no Anthropocene, where people and the planet can flourish together? In what manner of living do we create prosperity for soul, soil, society? How do we cultivate a world in which all the parts and wholes of existence exist in right relationship to each other? We also know that the answers and heuristics of the past, those stories and mythologies that have given buoyancy to old systems, are now deteriorating, right? They're insufficient for ushering humanity across this civilizational threshold that is this century. And we need new ways forward. And so in this channel, I'm going to be exploring those new ways forward. I'm going to be exploring what systemic change actually looks like and how we get there. And I hope you join me.